For me, a safe community feels like a community where everybody is embraced.
Mm,
Everybody has the opportunity to be themselves.
yes.
That we don't have to all fit in a square or circle, but we're able to
Wow.
be ourselves. And
Mhm.
not that our differences make us weaker, but our differences strengthen us.
Yes.
So when I start looking for a safe community, it's not necessarily is it safe for me, but is it safe to my neighbor to the left and to the right
Mhm.
who looks different than what I do or may act different or dress different. If they're not safe and if they're not welcomed,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of time before I'm not safe and I'm not going to be welcome.
Mm, yeah.
Before we start narrowing what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So we
Yes.
have to be open and receptive to all people. The other part, do I feel safe in Manhattan? Pretty much. It's very seldom. I can't think of times when I have not felt safe in the community and where which I live in. So those two questions, I hope I've answered them.
Yes, you have. The idea of the concept of being embraced is so refreshing and so rewarding.
Uh, when it comes to what a safe community is to me, I think to echo what Teresa and Carl have said, that when I'm heard and understood, yeah, that means a lot to me. And yeah, for
Mhm.
me, being very involved in the college community, like I think, yeah, I always am feeling safe in that environment. And more so than that, I think a safe community to me is when I can, yeah, go east, west, north, south Manhattan and still feel
Mhm.
like, hey, I'm
Mm,
okay. Like nothing, I don't feel like I'm watched or being looked at. I think
mhm.
that's a big thing to feel like I'm in a safe community. And yeah, something that could just be people being paranoid at times, but I think that is a huge deal to me and others when it comes to what a safe community is. Personally, if I feel safe in Manhattan, I feel safe. I haven't had negative experiences. Yeah, in specific with police officers that I'm like, oh, I do not feel safe anymore. I've maybe had individuals that have made me feel unsafe, or maybe like maybe their views differ from mine, but in a way that's like more extremist, I would say. Maybe
Mhm.
I've had maybe people that might make me feel unsafe. Maybe not in like a violent, like physical way, but yeah,
Yes.
just like not accepting, like, hey, if I said something that I'm going to be, just kind of attacked.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your comments and your examples of what would make you feel unsafe.
I would think that for me and just my personal experiences here, one of the things that I feel like we need to be protected from is some of the institutionalized and that deep seated kind of routine, and this is just how we've done it kind of racism that happens here sometimes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is a really, I love Manhattan. Let me say that. I wasn't born here, but it's home. I've been here since I was 10, but I've experienced those little microaggressions that
Mm-hmm.
happen sometimes when you encounter people who may have a little more closed-minded view. I've shared before when I was shopping in the Dollar General, trying to grab some stuff because I was cleaning up, and this older woman, and she was there with her granddaughter. I happened to have washed my hair, so I'm pretty sure I had this little kind of hat bonnet thing on because my hair was looking crazy. But I'm in there shopping, and she's shopping with her granddaughter, and she's kind of just looking at me. And I did have on like all black. I had on like some black leggings and a t-shirt and this little black head wrap thing. But I will never forget coming down the aisle, and that woman, she kind of put her cart in front of mine so I couldn't go down the aisle, and she called me a Black Panther N-word B-word, and I was like,
Right. Wow.
but you just don't expect to have those kind of experiences just out of the blue. And so, knowing that kind of seedy underbelly is here in your community, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make you always feel comfortable. And so, I would love to not feel like I have to be on guard sometimes in
Mm-hmm.
new environments,
Yes.
but I do.
Yes.
Then with my kids, they're in school. Manhattan High School has seen all four of my kids at some point come through there, and my last one is there. But I've even had situations where my daughter has had somebody that put their hands on her in school.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talked to the principal about it, he was just so um, not cued in to the experience that my daughter had with this young man. He,
Right, right,
and was just, well, he's young and he's, he's a little volatile and he's a little immature. That's not an excuse for him putting his hands on her. And so
right.
what I need you to do is to, take the situation seriously so that my kid still feels safe when she comes there. But
Mhm.
my daughter was saying that his parents were, well to do and, big contributors to the school. Um, and, Caucasian. And I was just like, I don't want you to feel like you don't have a voice just because we don't have a lot of money and we don't, write all these checks to the school and you're not white. It still matters and your safety is still a priority. And so those are some things that I feel like I wish that I could protect my kids from, but
Okay.
I know they're going to happen.
Yes, and that's,
So all I can do is kind of equip them with tools to not react in their feelings.
yes. Have to prepare our kids from the realities that exist out there,
Yeah.
if they're not challenged every day.